Hey, look. Sit in the seat. We can take our masks off finally. All right, now it's charging. We're on the way.
Robbie, what time is it?
11:55.
No, lunchtime, damn it. All right, so we're out in McCall, Idaho, and we're out at Unique-ARS, and we're here to work on our TWISTA rifle. So what are we going to be doing with them, Mike?
Well, we're going to be working on how we're going to be doing the CERAKOTing on the rifle, along with matching the colors, going through, seeing how we're going to match the upper and lower receiver, along with the handguard and everything else like trigger and pins, stuff like that, how we're going to be able to get that all into one unique AR.
Right. And there was a little bit of a deadline crunch, if you guys don't remember, but we had to go and pick up the Ox Firearms lower and upper. And so that was a bit of a time crunch, and we were able to, hopefully we'll see that today. We had to overnight it. It's not here yet, so fingers crossed that shows up today.
Overnighted on Friday, and hoping it was going to get here Saturday. Nope, so today it should be here.
Right, it should be here, and it is early morning yet. So, but let's go inside and meet the crew and get started on this TWISTA AR.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Well, good morning, Brian. Good morning, Jim. Thank you very much for having us out. Idaho is gorgeous. I'm glad we made this trip, and I'm really happy we found out about you guys.
Yeah, so it was actually thanks to one of our customers that we found out about you guys with the Templar one that you did for them. And so when we came across this, you were the first people that I thought of to contact with this because of the work that you did.
Right.
And with it being so, unique.
Right.
With it,
us?
yes. Yeah, with it being so unique, it was something like, all right, yep, so you guys were one of the first ones that I thought of for this build when we got asked from TWISTA to be able to do this. And then contacted you, I think it was probably the next Monday.
Yeah, you had originally talked to Rich, and then he had shown me this design that you guys were working on. We'd had a previous experience where we had just recently finished up a build that was real next level. So yeah, you and I got on the phone and talked about not just necessarily doing a handguard, but what we could do with it, with doing a full build on this. So yeah, pretty exciting.
And not to mention the CERAKOTE work that's going to go into it. Your guys' CERAKOTER does unbelievable work. I mean, we really, just to see the stuff that he produces is mind-blowing. So,
and that's one of the nice things about being on the sales side, is to really be able to go out there and talk about our designer, our CERAKOTER, Jim, and what he does with his team, because it truly is next level, and a lot of people throw that stuff out, but then when you see the end result and the products that they put out, it truly is something that no one has seen. And there are people that can Cerakote, there are people that can design, there are people that do handguards, but I think when you throw the three of those things together at the level that we do it, you end up with stuff like this.
All right, Jim, could you tell us a little bit about the handguard that you guys made for us?
Yeah, so basically you guys came to us, you wanted us to do something very specific for a customer, and we thought that it would be best to start with our original series handguards, a little bit larger diameter, gives us a little bit more area to do something very, very creative with. So basically the way we get this whole started is throw out some renderings, some ideas about what it should look like. And that's where you know, Rich, our head designer, he kind of goes after a couple of renditions, a couple of ideas, runs it by the customer, then he usually comes to me and says, all right, what should we do as far as like structurally, machining wise, what's going to really, you know, bring it all together. So that's where I'll jump in and add a lot of little commentary and say, you know, if we need to change this needs to be flipped this way or that way or whatever. And then we usually come back with a couple more renderings and then do at least one you know, handguard to get started with.
About how long with this did it take you guys to come to the final?
You know, that's a really good question. Rich is super fast, so you know, it doesn't take him long to get things knocked out, you know, minutes, not days kind of thing. So maybe 30, 40 minutes he'll spend, then sit down, review it, and then maybe another 30, 40 minutes to review the changes, do that kind of stuff. So
Right.
you know,
I know we went back and forth a few times, and I think our ultimate goal at the end of it here was just to lighten it up as much as we could. And I'm getting, you know, where it's all white is representation of
right, where it's
the
clear,
openings.
yeah,
Yep, the
yeah,
empty
exactly.
space.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So and this is kind of a rough. I mean, that's a real rough idea of what the color scheme is going to be. These guys, when they get their hands on it for the Cerakoting, they're gonna. They said about 15 colors. So it's going to
Be next level.
It is going to be extensive. So now, is this something, you know, we're asking quite a bit out of this build, but is this something that you guys would do for someone else?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is kind of our bread and butter. We do this all day, every day. So, you know, we've got our processes dialed in where we can do things pretty economically. I mean, obviously, when you start doing, you know, 15 colors, it definitely takes longer. Time frames get extended out, that kind of stuff. Making sure it's right with the customer, so there's a lot of interaction going back and forth. So, you know, we want to really make sure we've got everything spelled out really clear before we get going. And then we're doing a whole rifle, so that obviously adds a bit to it as well.
Right, exactly. And I noticed here too on the handguard, this is a little shinier than what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. We've kind of jumped into doing some polished stuff occasionally. It definitely adds quite a bit to doing it. So this is us getting started on it. We're not quite at the final level there, so. But
I think we can probably help out with that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we get going on it? We'll polish it up and then get it off to the Cerakoters.
all right,
Absolutely.
sounds good.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Yeah, thank you.
So what we're going to be doing here is we're actually going to be starting the process of trying to polish the swords for the THANOS build for TWISTA. So what we got to do is we're starting with a 400 grit sandpaper, and we're just working our way up with gradual steps, getting to a higher and higher grit up until it comes to the point where we're going to give it like almost a mirror polish at the end. And it's just going to make those blades pop out and look like they're just going to cut anything that touches them.
So it went through, did the sanding on the blades, got down to the polishing, realized that there was a blemish in there, a machining blemish. So I found it, went up to Rich and I said, hey, there's this right here, I might be able to get it out. He said, no, don't worry about it, we'll cut you a new one.
I'm Rich Robinson, head designer at Unique-ARS. I'm in charge of maintaining all of our cut files for all of our products, custom handguards for our custom pistol and rifle platforms. We specialize in creating custom pistols, rifles, anything to suit your needs from mild to wild. Unique-ARS is the leading custom pistol, rifle, AR platform manufacturer. We have our own in-house CERAKOTER, a large shop that houses 3 mills that are 4-axis and a 3-axis lathe. After machining, our production members take our handguards down to the chop saw to cut them to length. The disc sander to ensure a flat finish. The hand sander to take off any rough edges. The reamer, hand filing to deburr, and sandblast to prep for CERAKOTING.
We got the new handguard, not sandblasted. It actually got done in a very short period of time. It was a lot easier to go through and do the polishing process with the walk down and grits because you didn't have to worry about the deep dimples from the sandblasting and getting those out. So it was done a lot faster. We had to use some tools in there, but just to keep it going. But normally it would all be done by hand.
Rob Harris for Unique-ARS. I'm their certified CERAKOTER. I've been doing it for about 5 years now. I also sweep the floors. And today we've got Robbie here, D-Boss, and we're doing the THANOS rifle build and trying to honor that the best we can and do a little battle wearing and try to experiment with some new styles and see what we can come up with.
Your black cherry looks different than mine.
Must be the lock.
I was saying, my black cherry is more red.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like it's more of a cherry color. I actually really dig this purple on the black cherry though. I would rather have that than because like the stuff that we have is like a really deep like.
Well, that's why I busted it out. I think we're going to end up having to use it.
Yeah.
It's just.
It'll work great for like a highlight color too, just to add like some shadows and stuff. I'm still just kind of impressed with how far he got with his little time as he took.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I never would have thought of doing is polishing it and then just leaving it as a polish.
Oh, it's kind of edge color behind it too.
Yeah. Oh, using just the blade pieces?
Yeah, because that's gold. And then
Right, yeah.
And after we get some color on this, we can touch up that polish too.
Oh, nice.
Because I mean, you know, some of this sandblast might get into it. So
Right.
It's a possibility. We can assess that all later. You know, that's at least the base is that. I'm gonna double up on it.
I would just say, yeah, give it as best chance as you can. I do like the fact that I don't know why I never thought about this having that extra overhang in it.
Oh yeah, you got to.
So we just got the THANOS handguard back from Mike after he had polished these blades up, and they look awesome. We went through and we put some masking over the top of it to protect it, because now we have to take this to the media blaster and get it all nice and satin and ready to just hold on to that Cerakote when we put it on there.
Some of the rough cuts out. Since I can't hit it that hard with the sandblaster, we want to go through and just get some of these burrs out of it. Because normally full blast, that'll take it right off. You get the inside, but I'm really trying to not upset the polish since we put quite a bit of time into it. The machine does a pretty good job at getting it cut pretty well, but there's always going to be a little bit of processing to go through it. And this is pretty detailed.
So we just got back from sandblasting the THANOS handguard for TWISTA, and so the next step is just putting on the base coat and kind of throwing some color down.
right, so end of day one, we got a lot accomplished today. We made a decision to polish the sword on the handguard, and I think it turned out fantastic. Mike, you did a lot of work on that. What did you think of it?
I thought it turned out fantastic. It was a lengthy process, but we got it nailed down, and with it going, I think that it's going to be
It's a difference maker. It
Yeah.
really is. It's really gonna make the whole handguard, but you know the CERAKOTE on there as well. It's gonna make that pop.
oh yeah.
So
And with the coating that they did today, it's going to be amazing with it. Tomorrow is going to be even better because they're going to be finishing up on the upper and lower receiver and the handguard,
right.
going through, and they got a game plan together. I don't even understand the full game plan, so it's going to be really fun to watch it unravel.
Today was a lot of the tedious stuff. So they were getting a lot of the small like gems and stuff on the gauntlet.
Yes.
So 6-7 colors there. That's the real tedious stuff. But we'll get a big chunk of it, all of it, done tomorrow. So, but all right. Well, we're gonna call it a day. It's a pretty good view. So we're gonna go soak it in.